The first question I would always ask when someone is introducing a new concept, a new technology into my dental practice is, does it really work? I need someone to show me that this actually works. I need that. I want that. So let me take you back a moment. I actually go back a couple of years ago. On a Friday, I lectured to a little over 600 docs at the Hard Rock Hotel. Finished my lecture. I was tired, went to bed, didn't sleep that well. Kind of woke up the next morning feeling somewhat exhausted, had a headache. Then I had my first experience on NuCalm, about 40 minutes on NuCalm. And when I came out of it, I felt like someone or something had just wiped the slate clean. Like they just took away my fatigue, the whole tired feeling. I actually felt refreshed, a little bit relaxed, and energized the rest of the day. So based on that experience, I'm like, yep, I'm going to give this a try. That was a pretty powerful experience for me. The first time I purchased my first NuCalm system and 2 weeks later brought it to my Hinsdale practice. The first person we treated was my wife, Beatrice. She had wanted for some time some Botox injections into her glabellar and frontalis muscles to tame her expressive wrinkles. But her fear, her anxiety, her pure needle-phobic nature kept her from having that done. So we decided to try this out on her first. So we NuCalmed her for about 10 minutes, had her in the chair. I came in with my little half-inch insulin needle, had it mapped out, and began to give her these little tiny facial injections. I actually gave her 10 injections. The first one, I'm just kind of holding my breath, one eye open, thinking, oh God, how's this gonna go? Gave her the first injection, didn't budge. Gave her the second one, still sitting still. Finished all 10 injections. She never moved. First I was shocked, then I was in awe. Honestly didn't know how this was possible. What she told me afterwards I found quite interesting because, again, this is all new to me, that she knew I was doing something but could not find a point of fear or anxiety about what I was doing. So she just let me finish. So we decided to NuCalm the entire staff. They loved their downtime on the NuCalm. So Kathy and I, my assistant at the time, started treating our patients. It was powerful, the first few experiences, because what I was seeing was taking a long time for my brain to catch up to. Our normally hyper-anxious patients, with them looking like a fish out of water, with their tongue everywhere, with their gagging, with their salivating like crazy, their choking, their twitching, their stall tactics, all went away. I would come into the room and Kathy and I would just stare at the patient, stare at each other, and I would just begin. It just dumbfounded me what I was seeing. So that very first week, we just happened to have some of our 10 most top anxious patients in the practice cycle through for their dental appointments. Here's what we witnessed. Ralph, the banker, who normally would sweat so profusely during his dental appointments that afterwards he would be ashamed and embarrassed that he couldn't control the sweating, he would go home, change his shirt, and then go to work. So the first time I NuCalmed him for a single crown prep, it was amazing. So Ralph comes out of the NuCalm, he gets up. I could tell right away that he was dry. In fact, I was monitoring him the whole time, and Kathy and I are looking at each other like, he's not sweating. We couldn't believe it because we've been treating this gentleman for years. So he gets out of the chair, he looks at his dry shirt, he looks at me, he reaches over, gives me this enormous bear hug, practically broke a rib. And I was just like, I love it, Ralph, too. This is great. So Michelle, another long-standing patient, she would have to take, actually, both her parents took the day off of work. Michelle took the day off of work. She'd take 5 milligrams of Valium before she came to the office. Her parents brought her, dump her in the chair, put her on the nitrous, just had her so sedated in her mind that then her parents would take her home, still didn't go back to work that day. And that first day that we NuCalmed her, when I brought her back out into the waiting room, alert and awake and alive, they hugged and cried. It was just a powerful moment for them because they would no longer have to give up their lives to see their 30-year-old daughter receive her dental appointments, some simple fillings. My own daughter, Malin, 17-year-old daughter, Malin, hated to have her teeth touched, had hypersensitive teeth, had some tactile issues about being touched. So I NuCalmed her, put her in the chair, cleaned her teeth, took a composite finishing burr to uneven the little tiny chip edges on her front teeth that she refused to have me treat because of her fear and anxiety about that. Afterwards, she looked like she'd been on Valium, and what she told me was, again, an interesting insight, because these are the first few days of using this, that she felt like she was in a dreamlike state. It was powerful. In fact, Thursday morning, driving to work, this is on day 4, about to begin day 4 with NuCalm, it hit me. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. After 28 years of practicing, I realized I was no longer going to have to swallow any of my patients' fear and anxiety. It hit me so hard, I started crying. I mean, luckily I was in my car, there's nobody to see this, but it was a powerful, powerful cathartic moment for me. So now I have 3 systems in my possession. Purchased 3 systems. We use these on a daily basis. My staff can't wait to get the next patient hooked up, and they are energized by the ability to discuss this openly with our patients and say, you can't wait to come back next time. We've got this great NuCalm system. And that's basically what the story is now. I mean, I've been doing this for about 20 months, treated over 1,800 patients. So here's how it goes. They come in. It takes Sharon, my current assistant, about 3 to 4 minutes to administer the NuCalm. I give them about 6 to 8 minutes to cycle down, and then I enter the room for the first time, and I love it. I mean, I see the fact that the patient is calm and relaxed. I'm calm and relaxed. My assistant is calm and relaxed, and we pretty much just have at it and do the best darn dentistry that we've ever done. And again, my entire team is energized by this. It's a focal point in our day now because we can NuCalm any and all of our patients. NuCalm has definitely improved the quality of my life. It's improved the quality of my practice. It's improved my production. I've taken patients who wanted to get their teeth fixed for years and finally able to put them in the chair and rehab their mouths without loss of function, without narcotics, without loss of time, meaning they can go back to work. Very few technologies that I've ever tried to, put into my dental practice has had the impact that NuCalm has had upon me. My very best advice, sincerely and honestly, would be stop fighting a battle you can't win, because you can't. And I am now empowered with something that allows me to beat it every single day.